put to bed some of the criticism they received after that defeat against Chelsea with a 3-1 win. Here is Hansi Flick.
I'm happy that we won the 3 points. I think this is the most important thing for today. Of course, I'm not happy with some situations because we have too many ball loss. But at the end, we have to say that with everything what we did today, how we managed it, it was okay. And the 3 points was the most important thing. Also, we have now I think 4 in a row. It's good. It's good for the moment, but we're never happy with this, and we need to improve many things, and we work on that.
So that win puts Barcelona 2 points clear of Real Madrid at the top of the table. Of course, Xabi Alonso's side in action tomorrow away against Girona. For more on this, then, let's welcome in. Look at all this lot. Alex Kirkland's here, as is Mario Suárez, but let's start, shall we, with Luis Garcia. Luis, of course, you were there at the Barcelona game. What was your overriding impression of it?
I think that I agree with Hansi Flick. The best, it was the 3 points, because after what we've seen of Barcelona, it was a good reaction after conceding very early on the game. Good moments with the 3 up front, with Lewandowski, with Raphinha getting into the channels, Lamine Yamal making what is Lamine Yamal all about, tricks, skillfuls, and scoring goals and assisting. Dani Olmo very well organized in that position, losing sometimes some balls, tricky balls and difficult balls in the middle of the park. He's used to play in the last third, not in the middle. So when he loses in transition, Barcelona struggled today a couple of times. But in the end and overall, very good and positive things. Pedri is back into the team. That's something that I'm sure that all the supporters of Barcelona are going to be very happy. 3 points and 4 in a row, as Hansi Flick just mentioned, and putting pressure on the side of Real Madrid. There are some issues that they need to continue working on. A lot of young players. We mentioned that there were 8 coming from the academy today in the 11 started. That's something to be proud of. And that's about it, because the rest of the thing, he was playing sometimes in the last second half. Very predictable, no creativity, and a lot of problems in transition. But that's something not new. We've seen it so far in Barcelona. But 3 points and keep on going to the next one.
Mario, a huge plus, of course, to return to Raphinha. You saw in the first half what sort of impact he makes on these sort of games.
Yes, of course. I think last season with Lamine was the best player of the team in the last season for Barcelona. It's not just because the things he can do with the ball, assisting, scoring goals. It's the attitude, the pressure he makes without the ball. He wants to steal the ball as fast as possible. He's the one, or is the best, doing this first pressure when they lost the ball. And when he was not playing, I think the team missed him a lot. Also without the ball, with and without the ball, and I think it's a key player for Barcelona, for Hansi Flick, and is the good news. We're also with the result, with the back from Pedri, but I think Raphinha he has a lot of quality, but also is the different one up from Barcelona.
Yeah, just from a neutral's point of view, just so exciting to watch. And Alex, how much they needed the win after what happened against Chelsea. Of course, it wasn't just the defeat, it was the manner of defeat that there's been a real post-mortem over, not only in Catalonia, but in Spain overall.
Yeah, because Barca see themselves, and rightly so, as a top team in Europe and contenders for the biggest prizes for the Champions League. And what happened against Chelsea was a pretty rude awakening. It made Barca look like, kind of second-rate, nowhere near Chelsea's level. And you mentioned the reaction here in Spain. There's been a lot of kind of soul-searching here this week about the old question of La Liga versus the Premier League. Is La Liga sort of falling behind the Premier League with so much investment from the Premier League clubs? And games like that, results like that, performances like that against Chelsea don't really help La Liga's cause. But no, they bounced back this weekend. You guys talk about Raphinha. He was the big talking point after the game. Hansi Flick talking about him, and not just with the goals or the assists like today, but the off-the-ball work rate, the way that Raphinha is kind of a leader in this team, literally leading the press, and the work that he does out of possession, every bit is important. We've talked about Barca's sort of defensive fragility this season, and it's still there. We talk about the high line, but a lot of it is about what's going on ahead of that high line, and Raphinha is the #1 most important player in terms of making sure that the whole team functions when they haven't got the ball. So that's really good news. But yeah, still a little bit fragile at the back, and Joan Garcia being called into action in really key moments to keep them in it.